What's next for the San Jose Sharks? That is a question that I've been asking myself over the past couple of days, especially with me having not recorded anything due to fighting off a cold. And unfortunately, I don't think the answer is going to be all that good, because if the answer is indeed, if the trends continue, we're not going to have a very fun time, are we? Now, yes, in the last episode, we ran into a team that was so much better than what their record indicates. But we've walked into playoff series, being better than the other team on paper. We've walked into playoff series being worse than the other team on paper. At the end of the day, we've only made it out of the first round once. And it is beyond demoralizing. It obviously is. We'd like to, I think we'd all like to think that there would have been a little bit more success. Good on Tomas Hertl being back. What would have happened had I not made that mistake? I don't know. Still think the team was good enough to win regardless. We'll see what happens heading into this next season. Now, the AHL team's still in the playoffs. Although, we're going to have to make another change here because Blichfeld's now healthy. The AHL team's still in the playoffs. If they make the finals, I'll start to pay a little bit more attention to them, I suppose. But I don't know. I don't know what happens, and I don't think there is a way to know what's going to happen. It depends on a lot of different things. The development of certain players, as our team is at least on to the second round. The Barracuda take on the Colorado Eagles after defeating the Stockton Heat. We'll pay attention. Logan Couture might retire. We might see some decent player development. Menu lag is a wonderful thing. It's all up in the air as far as how this team looks, who we elect to keep, who we elect to get rid of. I mean, the good thing is right now the AHL side's performing well. They're going to the conference final after defeating Colorado in 5 games. They have only lost 1 game out of 8 to start this playoff run. Although right now they're getting their teeth kicked in by the Iowa Wild. And they are not swept, but they lose in 5 games. So even with the AHL team, we cannot make a final. That is very demoralizing, as the Canucks are back in the conference final. That's great. So what happens here? We'll see. The Canucks win the Stanley Cup. The Iowa Wild win the Calder Cup. The end result, I would assume, is us being back in the playoffs next year. As far as who gets us there, though, very much a toss-up as the Canucks beat the Devils in 7 games. The Iowa Wild were able to beat the Laval Rocket in 5 games in the Calder Cup final. Award-wise, I suppose we could look at the team, but the Canucks have won back-to-back cups after Vegas won back-to-back before them. So, Western dominance. And not by the team you would hope it would be by, considering we've won back-to-back President's Trophies. My God. Timo Meier won the Art Ross. He won the President's Trophy. Timo Meier wins the Art Ross and the Hart. Erik Karlsson's won 5 straight notices, and we've made it out of the first round once. Oh, God. Pettersson wins the Lady Byng. The Calder goes to Brennan Othman. Pettersson wins the Conn Smythe. The Vezina to Carter Hart. As Henrik Gustafsson wins the Jennings. Yusuf Alamaki, the Masterton. The Jack Adams to Toronto. Ryan O'Reilly wins the Selke. Timo Meier won to Lindsay. And the Rocket Richard to Patrick Laine. Down in the AHL, Dylan Peterson put up the most points, was the league MVP, scored the most goals. A guy named E. Melnick was the top rookie. Justin Barron, the top defenseman. Connor Ingram, the top goaltender. So no wonder why the Iowa Wild happened to do well. Oh, God. All right. We refocus and we move on. First thing to check here before we get into the draft is what contracts we have coming up. Dillon Gambrel's deal. Oh, look at that. How nice is that to have people actually want to friggin' resign? Oh, it's beautiful. Goalie-wise, obviously Martin Jones will be dropped. Alexiev will probably be brought back. That's pretty straightforward. Defensively, Oscar Klefbom's deal is up. It was a sweetheart contract. Again, if the game simply said, I don't want to re-sign because of money. I don't want to re-sign because I'm not happy here. That would be cool, instead of just no. So unless I am just missing something, yeah. I mean, unless I offer him a contract, but who's to say I want to offer him $5.2 million? He's basically doubling his contract. I don't want to be here because I feel like I've been underpaid. Cool, even though you accepted the contract in the first place. Anything other than just yes or no would be cool. Oscar Klefbom at $5.2 million, probably not. I think he's going to be on the way out. He's been steady his 2 seasons here. He's been pretty damn good. Playoffs, hit or miss. Hit or miss in the playoffs. Regular season, pretty good. I'm not about to pay him that amount of money, though. No, thank you. I'd rather see what options are out there. Again, Carlson, he's now 35. We have Hannafin, Nurse. Obviously, I mean, the hope is that Foligno, Houston, and Bennin will be able to really make the jump, and we'll have a slightly younger defense than expected, perhaps. Depends on how the money goes. But I would expect to let go of Oscar Klefbom. And then forward-wise, again, the Gambrel contract. Now, Dillon Gambrel's been great. He's looking for a little bit over 6. We should be able to get him for relatively cheap. I think with pretty much everybody here, we're going to be fine. We're going to be fine. There isn't a big contract that we have to worry about, so that's good. As far as the draft pick situation, we'll see what that looks like. But at the very least, I don't have to head into this draft thinking, okay, I have to trade somebody. We should be fine, as the LA Kings have the #1 pick in this draft. Of course, we did some damage in the past few drafts, but that time is done, as there is indeed a franchise player this year, Jared Petrovicky. If you pronounce it like Ronald, it was Petrovicky, although everyone just said Petrovicky, so that's fine. I don't think we'll end up with one of the top players. Retired players, big moment of truth here. Logan Couture stays. Alex Ovechkin retires as a Cap at 39 years old. 978 career goals. That is insane. He stayed in Washington the whole time. Only played 41 games this past season. Obviously a monster. Evgeny Malkin and Ilya Kovalchuk both retire as well. David Krejci nearly hit 1,000 points. Jamie Benn with 900. And for the defensemen, we see Keith Yandel, Mark Giordano, and Mike Green leading the way. Alex Edler also broke 500 career points. Goaltender, Marc-Andre Fleury, Jimmy Howard, and Mike Smith. The winningest to call it a day. We're going to get a staff member. Whether or not it's a coach or a scout, we'll find out, but that's what this means. Gio, Wayne Simmons, and Alex Ovechkin all become coaches. It'll be worth taking a look at that, and Gino becomes a scout. So, there you go. Obviously, we'll see what happens as far as our coaching staff goes, although we didn't lose anybody to retirement. The pre-draft interviews. Where the hell is our first pick? Right around here. Well, obviously, we don't necessarily have to worry. This guy's a real interesting character here. A Lucic comparison. Screw it. Maybe we can win a cup by punching faces. You know, all of these guys are actually pretty decent to look at. Darcy Spezza. I mean, if we want value, I mean, again, goalies don't have the same value that they did last year, but still some good value if we wanted to make it. Holy hell, Caden Landry. Probably a defensive D-man, but Caden Landry right now is a winner. Par Hoagland, also a winner. It's looking like we're going to be adding some defensive help. You also have Suhonen and Ranta, who are decent. There's a goalie named Price, which means he'll be average, but then, you know, he'll be average for a couple of years, but people still think he's as good as he used to be. Lindholm's not bad either. Okay. I mean, interview-wise, just get confirmation on some of these top options here, mainly the top 2. Jimmy Howard comparison on that goalie. I think we have to risk it with somebody. Let's talk to Kyler Englund really quickly. Why not? Let's go personality-wise. Let's not go personality-wise. Well, let's go play style. Let's just get that confirmation on readiness, please. 3 years out. Are you a grinder or a power forward? You are a power forward. That was to be expected with the offensive acumen. And for the skills, confirm that you have no weaknesses, please. My defense is lacking. Well, yeah, you're a power forward. That's to be expected. With the old Lucic comparison. But yeah, 3 years out for him. And, you know, I'm good. I'm good. Let's just get to this. I'm good with this. So again, there's nobody that we necessarily have to look at trading here, although we are going to go take a look at the trade finder and see what we're looking at. So we do have a couple of extra second and third round picks, though, that could be pretty beneficial. And yeah, again, I don't really think we have to take a goalie in this draft. We'll probably be fine. Can I get anything for the rights to Martin Jones? It looks like I can. 7th round pick from Calgary. I'll take it because obviously he is not coming back. Can I get anything for the rights to Zach Iman? I cannot. And Eliasson, Tavares, potato, patata. I think we're okay there. Defensively, I'm going to see if we can get anything for Oscar Klefbom's rights. We got a couple of low 4 defensemen, too, where it would be pretty smart to cash out on them. And I probably will, because they never make it. They never make it. 3rd and a 4th from Ottawa, 2/3 from the Leafs, a 2nd and a 5th from Washington. Thank you very much. We'll get rid of that low 4 defenseman. Can I get anything for Lindstrom, the guy on the other side? 3rd and a 4th, 2nd and a 5th from Winnipeg. I'll take it. Gives us a chance to maybe hit with that next pick. Rhodes as well. I mean, medium top 6 I'd rather have than 4. Looks like we can't get anything for him. Anyway, can I get anything for the rights to Oscar Klefbom? The answer is yes. 58 damn trades. Good Lord. Get Brad Marchand's rights. I'm good. 5th and a 6th. Might be the best we can do. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything higher than a 5th, a 4th, and a 6th from New Jersey. Let's do it. So, Klefbom's time here likely done, unless he does not sign and ends up as a free agent. And with that, I think we are okay. Although, if I can get anything for Reuter, the Rudder, I will. Nope, I can't. Okay, well, I should still probably manually deal you then, because you're pretty bad. On the left, we're good. Oh, Logan Couture. I can't believe you're going to go down as the next man that stayed with this team and didn't win anything. That is tragic. Absolutely tragic. So, a couple of players that I like, that I might look to shop here, but for the most part, we're good to go. So, as far as the pick, I think we should be able to end up with somebody decent once we're actually scheduled to make our selection. So I'm not going to bother trading up. We have the 27th overall pick in this first round. Ferrario, not a bad pickup for the Coyotes. Of course, we will take a look at the top half of this draft. Duran's a really good pickup for the Rangers. Damn. A couple of high overall guys fell out of the top 10. He's an 82. It's Petrovitsky. So, as far as who we're taking here, I don't know. That goalie Spezza is on the board. Or we go with Hoagland or Landry. We really don't need another goalie. So, I could get a little bit of value back. But, actually, yeah, screw it. Let's talk to Calgary here. See if they want to move up. And in that way, I can also tack on some of the assets that I want to get rid of that I just know we aren't valuing all that highly at this point. So goalie-wise, there is still some hope for some of these guys to develop. Tavares is going to be traded here. Might as well. And Iman is really nothing to that. I could tack him onto the deal as well if I just wanted to make sure I could get something for him. Rhodes, I'm going to use him. I just don't think he's ever going to make it. And who was the other guy? Rudder. So we're going to send most of that to Calgary and hopefully get a pick next year to play it safe. They do not want to move their first rounder, which is fine. But we'll see what else we can do here. What do you think, Calgary? Rejected. What if I take out a third? There we go. So we move down, pick up a couple of extra selections from the Flames using stuff that, assets that are just never going to develop. So why not? We let that goalie go. We're going to be taking the defenseman Caden Landry from the Mississauga Steelheads, who could be decent. A Vlasic comparison as well. He's better than decent. 77 overall, medium top 4 with the very first pick of the second round. I will take that every day of the week. As Calgary took Peros, Spezza was a 57 medium elite. Now, I don't think I'm done here because Pittsburgh, there is another player coming up that I would really like to draft as well. Another defenseman. As, hey, we're going to be losing Erik Karlsson. I really need to stack the odds into my favor to find his replacement as much as I possibly can. And just taking a look here, I don't think Zimmerman's ever going to make it. I don't think Kavanaugh's ever going to make it. He's a 61 at 21, so using those two is a pretty wise idea. So we will be doing just that. And then defensively, I think we're okay. We are indeed. And then can I add Tavares to that? I can't. So Tavares will stay for now. But Zimmerman and Kavanaugh are who we're going to use to trade up here. And I should be able to tack on a little bit more. Let's see just how much I can get back from the Penguins here. What do you think, Pittsburgh? Take out a third. There we go. So that was, 2 seconds and a third for two prospects who are never going to develop, and we are going to take that other defenseman, who is also looking great. Call him what you will, Per Höglund. 6'4", obviously a straight-up defensive D-man. Chara comparison. Seems good to me. And there we go. So a 73 medium 4 and a 77 medium top 4. Add them to the list of defensive prospects that we have. And things are shaping up as long as they develop, which is always a question. But things are shaping up pretty well for us. Emerton might actually be worth selecting. Things are shaping up quite well for us in terms of the next generation on defense. It could be better in certain ways, of course. Now, even Ranta, some of these guys, in terms of the letter grades, are looking pretty good. Newman included. He's 3 years out. Confirmed medium top 6. Really no reason to not go with him. Lindholm, 3 years out. That potential's awfully close to being confirmed. And then who else here? Hilbert. No real guarantee. Is there another can't-miss player? There is. Schumacher's available. Lagasse, call him what you will. Could be decent. Typically, players with those similar style comparisons are decent. So the good thing is we do have extra draft picks in this round, as you are well aware of. Khalil Salcido is there. We're going to get some more decent players. Good shot for Emmanuel LeBlanc. Accidentally backed out. We should be okay. When is our next pick? Okay. Yep, they're all towards the later part of the round. I think we can let Emerton go. Suhonen can go. Newman's the first guy that I'm kind of worried about. So I think let's go to about right there with the Rangers. We'll see if we can trade up here. Again, there's going to be a lot of late round picks that I don't really value all that much. So what if we use this pick here and a third rounder? Is that enough? It is not. Quite far off. Oh, okay. Well, considering you want to trade the pick, I didn't think that would be the case. There we go. Apparently quite far off. A fourth round pick covers that distance. Lindholm is off the board. A pick earlier. Turco was decent. Ranta was decent. A lot of these guys were decent. Okay, these guys not so much. That kind of sucks, but we can survive it. Newman's there. Perfect. We'll go for it. He's not going to have the highest overall in the world, but he's 18 years old, so he has time. On to Newman. 65, actually. That's a little bit better than I thought it would be. So next up, who we're interested in, Legacy and Schumacher. Again, Schumacher. It could be Legacy, like, you know, Manny Legacy, or it could be Legacy, like, you know, former Golden Knights goaltender, and still think, but he's with the Providence Bruins this year. Just saying, he's there. Well, that's hilarious, especially considering Ovi retired this year. It's a FIFA regen. I want these two defensemen. Jesus Christ, we're going to be stocking up on defensemen. It's crazy. So 5 players projected ahead of them. Edmonton. What do you got for me? What do you got for me, Edmonton? Give me draft picks, please. That should be enough. More than enough. Yes, indeed. Thank you. Willing to overspend to save myself time as we continue. Jesus Christ, some of these potentials. As we continue to pillage the second round. Darren, buddy, pal of mine, Darren. How good are you? Darren. Ugh, okay. The potential's alright. The overall's a bit lower than I was hoping for. Montreal. What do you got for me? It's an 8-1 win. Happy Thanksgiving to me. I had to say it. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry at all. It was hilarious. That should go through no problem. Yeah, you call it a gift horse. I don't care. You know what the real gift horse is? Me saving time, not trying to frickin' bullshit my way to getting a deal done. Schumacher is next. James is a 62. So, yeah, the defensive reinforcements have arrived, although, again, we have talked at length, ad nauseum, of just how frustrating it is to watch certain potentials just flat out not develop this year. You got a David Backes comparison. I'm intrigued. Khalil Salcido was there. Again, Ovi has that Crawford comparison. You have a Parise comparison. I'm not going to bother with goaltenders. Nothing is known about that dude. Dufresne, party of 2. Could also be decent. Eric Kachuk. Yoensu. Not quite. Again, don't want goalies. Shane Fitzmaurice. No similar style, but I'm intrigued. I don't know how many times I can really afford to trade up again. But we're going to keep an eye, or we're going to take a look likely at who the best options are, excuse me, out of the players that we've pinned. And we'll see what we're dealing with from there. Even Liam Lundin could be decent. Pessonen probably not. What about this dude? Panay. Good physical rating, but not much else there. Ludwig, don't know if I trust it. And from there, the quality looks like it's dropped a little bit. Boisclair. He could be decent. He could be. It's just the issue of, okay, how many draft picks in a row are we making? That's the real question. But I think there's a confirmed low elite in the Kulin, which is nice. How good is Kalinin? This is actually looking like a decent draft. Go figure. Draft to glory, we can't get decent luck. But the Shark series here, all the prospects. Have them all. It's like, all right, Callahan is a goalie, don't really need him, and I think at that point we'll be good to start looking at the sorted potential. Oh boy. Oh boy. Right. Claire's the one I'm super interested in. Fitzmaurice. I might just sim. Maybe. It's kind of a tough call. I mean, I know we still have picks coming up. Because of what I've traded away. I'm going to sim to that pick, 54th overall. We'll see what we missed out on. Olofsson and Hilbert, so not much. So who wants to be a San Jose Shark? I'll pay you well, just don't expect success. I mean, there is the confirmed low elite that we can probably get later. It comes down to Fitzmaurice, who is listed as a gem, 3 years out. Emmanuel LeBlanc, 4 years out with the Parise comparison. And this defenseman, also from the Acadie Bathurst Titan. Fitzmaurice. He's intriguing. Shane Fitzmaurice of the Kamloops Blazers. Let's do it. Oh boy. Peisanen was medium elite. Did I not have that guy pinned? Lundin was pretty decent for a third round pick. Persson, medium elite goalie. High elite Martikainen. He's a 51 though, so that'll only get you so far. Dufresne. Chipchura would have been a good pick. Ovechkin would have been a good pick. That kind of sucks. Now, the good old Boisclair is still there. When is our next pick after this? The answer is coming up, 20th. So we are going to go for the Gilbert Boisclair, and we're going to hope that you're decent. You are not. Well, I mean, a medium 9's better than a low 6, which doesn't make any sense to me in my head, right? Well, I guess it does. Like, okay, you have a medium chance at being a middle 6 forward over a low chance of being... Like, you'd think they'd be about the same, really. I don't know, it is what it is. We are going for Vyacheslav Nikulin, the Ukrainian. He's actually Russian who played in Ukraine. Defenseman. He's a 67. He was 20, though, right? No, he's 19. That's not too bad. I'm just going to be kind of lazy here and sim to my next pick. If I miss out on anybody great, it's my fault. Like Enroth. And a whole bunch of not much else, aside from a great draft for goaltenders. The 1 year I'm not looking to take a goaltender. So let's see what we have here. 2 close to confirmed medium elite goalies. That is a ridiculous save percentage for Vlasic. But again, I don't care. McBain... No. Tukinen. No. Freddie Bang. 3 years out for old Freddie Bang. Schoenmacher, 4 years out, 20 years old. I know Bang was a little bit older. Tukinen was what? 5 years out, unconfirmed. LaChance. Kavanaugh? I'm seeing... Oh, Tristan Flynn. I'm seeing a whole bunch of nothing here. I gotta be honest. I know that guy's listed as a gem at 20, but I don't really trust it. Khan. I don't trust any of this. I really don't. Yeah, no, I'm not digging it. I'm not digging it. I think we're out of this draft. I would rather trade down, get sure things next year, because we need to hit with like all of our picks over the next few seasons, because I mean, I don't know if we're going to be in a rebuilding mode at a certain point. I don't know what this team is going to look like as we continue on down this road. So we shall see. I mean, Jesus Christ, we own half the latter round anyway. Can I get a 5th round pick for all those? I know I'm technically screwing myself on value. Does it really matter? Probably not, because those picks are such low value this year. Give me 1/7 next year. Thank you very much, Boston. We are out of this draft. Overall, pretty successful draft for us, I gotta be honest. I mean, the amount of insurance policies that we brought in, particularly on defense, you know, really helps, and that's where we needed the help. Forward-wise, we're already not, you know, we don't have a war chest of top-notch forward prospects. You know, we don't have an abundance of them, but they do exist. So Alexiev wants a one-way deal. You know what? I'm probably just going to qualify these guys. Or Iman, not so much, but Alexiev will probably qualify. Defensively, pretty much all of you are going to be dropped. So the big question is Dillon Gambrel. What is going to happen with you? And since you want to re-sign, and it's a mid-season re-signing option, I don't think the 85% trick is going to work, but if it does, holy shit. Technically, I could go as low as 5,225. I'm going to try it. No reason not to. It's been a long time since that was the go-to. Perfetti's an RFA. You know what? With him being an RFA, wow, he's looking for nothing. Holy crap. I don't even feel like shortchanging him by going down a little bit. I'm going to. We'll see if he accepts that. That would be phenomenal. Joachim Blichfeld. How much does Joachim want to come back? Yeah, see, that's what I thought. And the problem is, he's in a really weird spot where I do think he's a really good third liner for us. Because at the NHL level, I mean, he has 51 points in 141 career games. He's not a bad option. I just don't think I want to pay... I don't want to pay a... Yeah, I was looking at Blichfeld's stats there, wasn't I? That was kind of weird. Yeah, okay. I don't know why it brought me... I don't know why it brought me to Chekovich. I didn't hit anything. That was super weird. Chekovich has 19 points in 51 games. Neither of them are that bad. I just don't know if I want to pay them that much. And the issue, I mean, Blichfeld-wise, you know, the issue is that he is that he's a UFA. Chekovich is an RFA. But Gregor's up, Leonard's up. Let's see what else we have here. We got a couple of guys who have to sign their ELCs. So Alex True. He's been kind of a staple on the fourth line the past 2 seasons. Spent 1 year randomly down in the AHL. He's been relatively solid for us. Not going to be opposed to keeping him because, you know, if certain options don't work out, we know we can call him up and we at least know what we're going to get from him. So if he'll sign that, that would be great. Dylan Sikora's random filler. I don't plan on using him. Barclay Goodrow, all these guys can go. Sasha Chmelevsky's an RFA. He is looking to take a 2-way deal, so that's perfect. No reason to not bring him back. Sorensen, Brodzinski, these guys can go. Heinonen is such an interesting cat, but we'll see if we can bring him in. John Leonard, another really interesting one. Damn. What's Noah Gregor looking for? Noah Gregor's staying. He's been a pretty good option on that fourth line. That is a pretty affordable price as well. And I can actually drop it by a little bit more. If he's willing to accept that, there is no reason to not keep him. And then Coleman can go. You know what? I think what we're going to do is we're going to try the 85% trick here with Blichfeld, which would bring that down to 245. Actually, a little bit lower. I don't know if that's going to work. I like him. I really do. But if we look at this team, Pasternak, Meyer, Hurdle, Couture, Gambrel, Perfetti, Sillinger, Ellison, Foudy, there's no space. There's just no space. There really isn't. And then you're talking about Heinonen stepping up. Yeah, we got to... Fratton possibly stepping up too. We got to let go of people. We got to let go of people. So, I like them being a part of this team, but Blichfeld's gone. Chekovich will be offer sheeted. John Leonard's also going to go. So that kind of sucks. But a lot of the guys who have been kind of working their way through the bottom half of the lineup, we got to say goodbye to them at this point. We also have some contract re-signings to take care of. Gambrel does sign with the 85% trick. Very nice. As does True, Chmelevski, Perfetti, Gregor. Oh my god, it's so... Oh, it's so nice. People actually fucking resign. Compare this to Draft of Glory. Oh, sweet baby Jesus. Oh, it brings a tear to the eye. Holy crap. Alright, so goaltending-wise. Iman's just outright going to be cut. We are probably going to sign Alexiev. Oh, yeah, we'll just sign him to that. We didn't... Well, yeah, we'll just sign him to that. I know it's a one-way deal. It's kind of dangerous. He might actually take over as the backup this season. So, yeah, we'll sign him to that. And then we still have some other options we could sign if need be. Defensively, obviously, Edmondson's going to be dropped. Goodbranson, DeSimone, Foligno. Christian Foligno. I was going to say Foligno. It's not Foligno. We have a Foligno on defense, though. Shaw can go, he can go, Kulikov can go. Strimbu needs to be signed to his ELC. And that's it on that front. Blichfeld, I like you, buddy, but you're gone. Roussel's gone. Brodzinski is gone. Valcourt needs to be signed to an ELC. Chekovich is going to be qualified, I think. Kind of hoping I can get something for him. Coleman's gone. Leonard's gone. Levo, Sorensen, Clifford, and Martinuk. And then at center, Goodrow, Sakura, they're gone. DePenta is going to be signed. And we're looking okay. We still have 17 million bucks, so feeling pretty good. Strimbu has signed. DePenta has signed. Alexiev, Valcourt. Very good. So one more look through before we worry about the staff. We're good on that front. Defensively, is there any name here that I care about? The answer is no. Wingers, again, Blichfeld. Hate to see you go, buddy, but it's time. John Leonard as well. Hate to see you go, but we're going to turn it over to some of the other younger guys. Time to see if they can sink or swim. Goodrow, Sakura. We're good. All right, cool. So, staff-wise, let's take care of this really quickly, and in that way, we can get a look at what free agency has to offer for us, as we are listed as a rebuilder, but I genuinely don't believe that. So, Maltby is a tremendous goalie coach. I know he's looking to be an associate coach, but just max out the offer. I mean, a C- goalie coach that is something that you cherish. So, we'll go ahead and offer him a max deal. Obviously, we want to keep Brent Burns. He wants to be an associate coach, so it really shouldn't be that difficult to keep him as an assistant coach by maxing out the offer. And yes, I know, I also want to see what these guys look like on the bench. Unfortunately, in the playoffs, we just haven't gotten into that situation where we've been able to look. And then this dude has a good teaching grade, doesn't he? Oh, yeah, he does. So, yeah, we want to keep him as our AHL goalie coach. And I will take a look at the recently retired options who are there. Although, I mean, again, we have an NHL caliber coach as an AHL coach right now. A former head coach in Cliff Doan. So, and again, Giroux's there, Stahl's there. So, I'm not sure how much we'll be able to do. And then scout-wise, we at least want to make sure that we keep Gord Crombeen. The rest, I don't really care about because I can just offer them deals once they hit the market. So let's see what happens here. Who's going to be available in the free agent list? And what the hell we want this team to do. Maltby rejects. So we're just not going to be able to keep him. That sucks. And we might lose Brent Burns. And we might lose everybody. Okay. Crombeen re-signed. We'll wait and see what happens once we get to the beginning of free agency. So Brent Burns might be gone, unfortunately, but there's not too much I can do about that. So just taking a look here, before we even look at the free agent market, right? Goaltending-wise, it's pretty straightforward. We have our starter. As far as a backup is concerned, it's Eliasson or Alexiev. Probably Alexiev. So I wouldn't be surprised if Eliasson goes, and then we can just sign whoever to be in the AHL while we wait for some of these guys to make it. Although, you could make the argument signing Telkvist would be a good idea. He'd benefit from playing AHL hockey at that overall. And again, we also waste a year of his ELC. Defensively, Erik Karlsson's 35. We do have to answer the question of how long we hang on to this trio. Right? We do. And maybe depending on who's out there on the free agent list, but you look at this, Foligno, Houston, Landry, Benning. All debatably should be NHLers, especially the top two. But there is that argument this year of before, the best way to get someone like Landry to develop was to just leave him unsigned and then, sign him to his ELC when you have to. For Benning, 77, let him tear up top-time AHL minutes. Has that worked well this year for me? No. So maybe it is best for these four in particular to be NHL players for us this year. That might be the best way to get them to develop. If that's the case, again, we just have to figure out, number one, are there even any options out there? And then forward-wise, the top six is set. And then again, you have Sillinger, Ellison, and Foodie, so that's 9. You have Gregor and True, who will probably be jumped by Heinonen and Fratton. So forward-wise, it's already set. We don't need any forward help. We really don't. We are already set. It'll probably be Gregor, Heinonen, and Fratton on the fourth line. Might even have Heinonen and Fratton on a slightly higher line. But again, the same thing for them. Depending on the overall, it's okay, Heinonen, again, really didn't benefit all that well from playing in the AHL this year. He didn't. He should have. He didn't. So we definitely have to think about that as far as, what is the best way to get these guys to develop. Now, in terms of these forwards, again, we don't really need anybody. We really don't. Yeah, Kravtsov's probably a beast. Probably is. 42 goals last year. I know the argument will probably be the same argument as last year. Get rid of Logan Couture, bring in one of these guys. I think we already have our built-in replacement, though. Because then eventually the issue becomes, okay, I guess, right? If we want, it's okay, bring in Kravtsov, get rid of Couture, and then what do we do once Ellison's ready? We trade Ellison and stick with Kravtsov. That's pretty much what the game plan would have to be. I'm not saying that's necessarily a bad game plan, although then you lose contract control and think about how much friggin' money you're having to pay some of these guys instead of the 85% trick potentially working. So is that shortcut worth it? Defensively, you would have already seen it. Thomas Chabot and Charlie McAvoy are both out there. However, they both want $11 million. The cheaper option is to throw our defensemen to the goddamn Wolves and hope they develop. Although, shout out to my boy from Rebuilding Hockeytown, Nick Hague. God love him. So, that really is the question. The $1 million question. How aggressive are we in terms of free agents? And really, when do we look to move on from Erik Karlsson? Do we cash out now? Or do we still roll with him because he is still such a valuable player to us? Like I said, you look at this defense, Foligno, Houston, Landry, and Benning, you can make the argument that every single one of them should be NHL guys next year. That could be best for their development. So, if we... money-wise, we have $17 million. We can bring in another $11 million defenseman, knowing that we're going to trade Erik Karlsson maybe at the end of this year if we keep him for one more go-round. Knowing that Noah Hannafin and Darnell Nurse probably aren't going to stick around either. We just have some decisions to make as far as how we want to approach this. There's no doubt in my mind we're going to be a competitive team next year. Even if it's an extremely young and inexperienced defense, we're still going to be really good. It's just what way we want to go about this. And again, then it all comes down to postseason success. And can we get out of the first round for just the second time in this series?